It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. This is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. If you've got a question, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. Right now, let's get started. This is an email from Jill. Not me, Jill. Another Jill. Subject, prenups, thoughts? Okay, Jill writes, my daughter is in her early 30s. She recently got engaged. She's been working in a lucrative field, no debt, lives and works in California. She's got reasonable rent. She lives pretty cheap, and she's been able to save what I would consider a good amount of money. She maxes out her 401k. She's got $200,000 in brokerage and bank accounts. Her fiance is about the same age. He doesn't appear to have the same money saved. He's frugal. His career is not lucrative. Should I ask her to consider a prenup before getting married? Well, I think that what you can do is try to encourage her to make sure she's having conversations with her fiance about money and how they manage it, and then have a real conversation about maybe what they should be doing is just keeping their money separate, because a lot of the law around matrimony is simply about commingling assets. So I think that if you want to not have an actual prenup, this may not be enough money to really do that, but to at least have a conversation, it can address it. And if you don't commingle assets and something goes south, then maybe you can have you'll have that money separate. On the other hand, I do understand that a lot of the younger generation, Mark, I'm sure you've read this also, they are very much more into prenups. If you look at a lot of the data on who's actually creating prenups and postnups, which is like you're already married and you want to have some sort of agreement if things go south, they may be open to it. So just make sure that she has that conversation. I think that's more important than anything else. All right, next up, we've got a question from Stephanie. Greetings, Jill and Mark. I'm hoping to call it a career in 2 years if possible. I'm 61. Wife is 59. I've been in healthcare for my entire life. I'm hoping to turn the page within the next 24 months. Here is our current financial situation. Holy smokes, Stephanie's gross pay, $450,000. Wow. I haven't always made this much money. It's only been for a few years. My wife runs the household. I will be entitled to a small pension when I turn 65, $600 a month. Social Security at age 67 will be $4,000. At 70, it's over $5,000. And my wife's Social Security, much less, not sure the amount. Okay, here's what I got. A 403B with $1.2 million, all pre-tax. I will begin Roth contributions starting this year. My wife has an IRA, $1.6 million. Some is Roth. The rest is a stock portfolio she inherited, and those funds are managed by her CFP. Oh my gosh. We own 3 properties, all paid off. Okay. House number 1, $1.1 million. House 2, $350,000. And then the third house is also $350,000. One of those 2, they're going to sell when she retires. Emergency fund, $50,000. We use a lot of money to pay for that third house. And there's a funny little side note that she basically is like, I needed an escape hatch, someplace to hide. Okay. They are trying to save a lot of money in the next 2 years, debt free, drive older cars. We want to have a little bit more fun. They spend $6,000 a month, and we anticipate an increase in our monthly spending in the early years of retirement, not by a crazy amount. 2 adult children, financially secure. My father is 92. My mother is 84. I don't think I'm going to have to take care of them financially. Okay, here's the plan. Work another 2 years, then work part-time. Remember that she's 61. So at 63, she says, I'm going to fill in for vacations. Ideally, I'd like to retire and be done. It's been a long career in trauma intensive care for the last 18 years. Mark, you thinking about our nurses in the pit or what? I love those nurses so much. Okay. Ready for the questions? Can I retire in 2 years, or should I extend for another year after that? That's number 1. Number two, how can I lower my tax burden from that pre-tax 403b? Remember, she's got a $1.2 million pre-tax 403b. She doesn't have a CFP. She says the plan is in the hospital's plan, that 403b. Third question is, should she move her retirement fund when she retires or leave it where it is and see if they have a CFP? Okay, so let's do big picture. It sounds like she and the wife are managing money separately, but just to be clear, they've got $2.8 million saved up. There will be another $350, right, when the house number 2 is sold. So I guess the question is, can she do this in 2 years, be done, making that $450,000? And then maybe she just goes a little, like when she says part-time, I'm sure it's going to be much less. I don't know how much money she would make. What do you think, Mark? Do you think that that's a possibility? I mean, she'll get, I'm sort of thinking that we wait for, I don't know her health, but let's just say she gets her small pension when she turns 65. Let's say she's at 63 to maybe she does like 2 years of part-time just to get her to Medicare and keep some health insurance. So you have 7 years at 63. I'm not even sure you need to work part-time unless you just want to, but let's just say that's gravy. So let's say that for those 63 to 70, and again, I'm presuming you're in good health because you wouldn't wait to claim at 70 unless you were in good health. You said you needed $6,000 a month. Let's make it $7,000 a month. Okay. Let's make it that. Then let's say that you pull the money that you need over those 7 years from that pre-tax retirement account. That's what you'll do. And you'll say, let's just say you took $100,000 a year out of that account. Just like, for fun, $100,000 a year for 7 years. Maybe it's even $120,000 a year. We'll make it nice, even numbers. $10,000 a month. You'll have to pay tax on it. You do that for 7 years. You claim your Social Security. You get that $5,000. You will have, and we haven't even talked about your wife's money. And you will also have that extra money that you have from the sale of the second home, which will be in a brokerage account, and you're good. I think that should be the game plan. I don't think you need to convert. I don't think you need to worry about that. You pull the money out of the account. And, for all intents and purposes, even if you had to do a little more money over those 7 years, let's presume that if they're married filing jointly, and they've got some income from other stuff, everything gets delayed till age 70. I mean, I think that in terms of Social Security claiming, but like you could take $150,000 a year out of that and you're still in the 22% tax bracket. It'll be better than what you're doing now. So work for 2 years, start pulling out, at least 10, maybe $12,000 a month out of your pre-tax retirement account, pay the tax it's due, live on the money. You'll still probably have money left at the end. You'll have your wife's money left at the end. You'll have money in a retirement account. All good. I don't know about the CFP. I'd really have to talk to you about it. Generally speaking, I would probably move the money out of the retirement fund. And if you want to hire a CFP to do this, you certainly can. And maybe you should, but maybe you should talk to your wife's CFP just because they know the story already. If you've got a financial question, something going on, and need our help, go to JillOnMoney.com. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. Let's talk to Joe from Texas. Hello, Joe. What's going on? How can we help you out?
How you doing? As a caveat, I'm prior military. I was in for almost 28 years. So I have a decent pension. But I also have almost $600,000 in my TSP that I don't use at all. I have no need to use it.
Really? Wow. How much is your pension?
About $55,000 annually. Mm-hmm. I also get another. I'm a widower, so right now I'm receiving my wife's Social Security at about $24,000 annual. Mm-hmm. I also VA disability, which is tax free, and another $21,000 annually. Mm-hmm. My wife was she was in civil service, so I get about $6,000 annually from her pension.
Wow.
I also have a rental property that I own outright that I get about $1,000, and that's after taxes and management fees, because I have somebody managing it for me. So after taxes, management fees, insurance, everything, it's another $1,000 a month, which is about $12,000 annually.
Wow. Wait a second. So let me just get this. So first of all, I'm sorry about your wife, because that sounds like did not get to enjoy a nice retirement with you. So I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
So you have your pension plus the VA disability. You have your wife's Social Security and her civil service pension. All right? Is that right?
Correct.
And and her civil service pension is for your life?
Yes.
Okay. So that's just a lot of money coming in. So what do you need to live on?
I live on about $4,000 because I own my house outright also. My residence outright also. Mm-hmm. So I live on about $4,500 a month. So I have about $3,000 to $4,000 left over. But I have an expensive hobby. So
what's your expensive hobby?
Home theater. So
okay. So are you still net saving?
I do, to a savings account, to a high yield savings.
How much is in the high yield savings right now, Joe?
Right now, about 70, but that's come down because I spent about $14,000 this past summer upgrading my home theater. That's why I say it can be expensive. So,
I mean, my God, I love that. What about? Okay, so you have you said $600,000 in the thrift savings,
right?
$70,000 in the high yield savings.
Yes.
Any brokerage or anything else like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So those are your two big assets. You have your primary residence. How much is that worth? I know it's paid off.
$400,000.
The rental property, how much is that worth?
About $250,000.
Going to keep it?
That's a good question. Don't know.
Okay. Good. That's a possibility. Okay. So, do you have kids? Grown kids?
My daughter lives in Austin, Texas, and she visits all the time. In fact, I'm using her mic now. She works a lot. So,
but she's on her own, like doing her thing?
Oh, she's doing her thing real well. So
okay. All of the money that you have and that you and your wife accumulated together, that all of this says you have one heir, your daughter, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're in ridiculously good shape. How old are you, Joe?
I'm 65.
Okay. So you're getting your wife's Social Security. When do you plan on claiming your own Social Security?
Well, I was at 67, but I may push it to 70 depending on how my health is. I to be honest, I'm not sure.
So what are we going to do about the fact that you have all this money and you do have an expensive hobby? I think that's wonderful. Why come on with us? Like, you sound like you're in incredible shape.
Well, I guess the issue I have is that $600,000 was only $410,000 when I first retired 4 years ago. Now I have $600,000. By the time I get to RMD, it could be 8, 9, or a million. Should I move some of that to Roth because it could affect me? It could affect my my taxes a lot and my Medicare a lot.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna my magic wand would be, oh yes, for the next 10 years, let's start converting some of that money, move it, and then it'll become a Roth. But you don't have a ton of money on the sidelines to pay the taxes with that, right?
Right.
So the question becomes, well, then what? So, I mean, listen, you've got some money in a high-yield savings account, and I'm sure that if you put your mind to it, that you could build up your high-yield savings account. But unless you sell that rental property, and, we have a chunk, and maybe you pay the taxes that are due, whatever, and you got a couple $100,000 that's available, there's not a ton of room here. I don't want you to deplete the high yield savings account to do the conversion. I really don't. But could you spend each year, let's just think about this. Could you convert you got a lot of income though. Boy, you're going to hate me because when I look at your taxes, you're in a high tax bracket right now. Well, I know the $21,000 is not taxable. That's the DI. But
correct.
Your wife's civil service pension, your civil service pension, and her Social Security is all taxable to you, right?
Correct.
What was your tax last year? Bottom right hand corner. What did the AGI? What did that look? What was that number when you added everything up?
It's about 85.
So let's look at where you are right now, which is at 85 or 90 grand, you're in the 22% bracket. If we start to convert, we will be converting you at the 24% bracket. Just to be clear, like, because,
Sure.
you're right up at the top. The top of the single bracket is 1057. So I think that if you really want to make any sort of meaningful difference, and I know it's only 2%, but some people I just want to make sure you understand that. But if you said, like, hey, what would happen if I added, let's say I converted of the thrift savings plan? Yeah, you're right. You can move it into an IRA rollover account, and you can maybe convert, say, 50 grand a year. What if you did that? And then that extra income that falls to you, you would then pay the tax on that out of the money that's in your high yield savings account. And I would try to make sure that my high yield savings account, even though you are a net saver, you just want to make sure you've got an extra 20 grand or so that's in there to pay taxes that are due and make sure you can take care of your rental property until you sell it. And then I think you're good. If you did that, I think it works a lot better. Mark, do you agree with that? Are you okay with Joe popping up from the 22 to the 24% bracket in order to whittle down the tax liability associated with that traditional thrift savings plan?
Well, yeah, we're definitely okay with that. I'm on board with that. The alternative, if he can't capture some of his net savings every month to pay the tax bill, is to just pull it out, right?
You can definitely just pull the money out. There's no doubt. But I wonder whether you're going to need to do that. I don't know. You can just take some money out. You can say, let me take 20 grand out, see what that feels like. And then you can add it to your high yield savings account, or you can create a brokerage account. How are you feeling about investing your own money? Are you good with that?
I'm good with it. I kind of, I guess, overthink things, so I end up doing nothing, basically. But I guess I could do that.
Yeah. You could just pull some money out. I like the conversion because it's, like, nice for your daughter to actually inherit a Roth asset rather than, even a brokerage account asset. But it doesn't matter either way. Mark's right. I think it just kind of depends on, how you want to manage that process. Like I said, if you sold that rental property, paid the tax that was due, and then you had that money, when you think about, overthinking, let's not overthink. Let's try to make sure that you have some money in like the way you probably manage your thrift savings, which is a stock fund, a bond fund, a little cash, maybe a commodity or real estate fund. Nothing huge, just like a few different types of funds that would bring you the exact kind of diversification you would need. Either way, nothing bad is going to happen to you. You're just trying to be more efficient. I think you're in great shape. If you could convert, I think it would be better. But if my second choice is just pull some money out of the thrift savings because you don't want to start with the conversion, fine. Then, every year you could essentially say, let me pull out 30, 40 grand, pay the tax that's due, see how I feel, build up my high yield savings account, create a brokerage account. It's almost as good, not quite as good as the Roth.
Okay, that sounds good. I guess I have to start working on that. Goodness.
Let me ask you something. You got a will? Do you have your estate docs done?
Well, they're done. I got to get them signed.
Okay, that definitely needs to get done, Joe. I'm telling you right now. Without a signature, it's not so good. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back to Jill on Money. Let's talk to Elizabeth from Connecticut. Hello, Elizabeth. What can we do for you?
Hi, Jill and Mark. It's so good to be talking to you, and thank you so much for having me on. I wanted to run a scenario by you, especially because recently my place of work has had some financial challenges. And so one of the ways in which they're navigating this is by withdrawing the contributions they were making to our retirement plans.
So no match. No
match.
What a great way to engender loyalty. Okay, whatever. That's the stupidest thing that companies do. It's like there have to be better ways than that. But okay, let us deal with what the reality is on the ground. So,
right.
So you're working there still, and do you like your job?
I do love it. And
okay.
I thought, I have to say for the first couple of years in my field, I had, a job for about almost 2 years. And then a really good opportunity came up. And so I took that. During that time, I went back to school, and that opened up a new opportunity and ended me where I am currently.
Okay.
And I envisioned that I would be here for a really long time, especially because the retirement match was actually
so good. All right, wait a second. So Elizabeth, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay. And are you single, married, partnered?
I'm married.
Okay. How old is your spouse?
He is 39. He'll be 40 this year.
So how much do you earn right now, you, Elizabeth? We'll do him in a second.
Okay. So I make 128.
Okay. Bonus or not bonus?
No bonus. That's just a flat. I tend to get a little bit extra here and there, depending on extra work, about 5,000 to 7,000 extra a year.
All right. So it's fair to say 130. That let's just keep it on the low end. So 130, yes. 135. Okay. How much does your husband earn?
He makes about 205 with bonuses.
Great. What was the company match that they were providing that has been snatched away?
9%.
Woof.
Yes.
And now they've gone to zero. Not even like, oh, we'll do 50 cents on the dollar up to 6% like every other company. No, right. Nothing. No, zero.
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So now what is the contribution level that you're making into the plan?
So since I've been there, so this is year 3, I've been contributing the max amount. So last year was at 23.5.
Okay, so you're maxing out. Are you putting money into a Roth or a traditional?
So this is a 403B, and I just this year switched 100% to Roth.
Great. Okay. And how much money is in the plan right now?
So I have 235,400.
Great. That's amazing. And so obviously, that's mostly traditional right now.
Mostly traditional. Probably 7 of that is Roth.
Okay. Now, what about your husband? What is he contributing to his retirement plan?
He's also maxing out.
Mm-hmm.
He has a 401k that has 375,000 in it.
And traditional or Roth?
His is completely traditional.
Okay, got it. Do you guys have kids?
No kids.
Planning on kids or not?
Nope.
Okay. Just don't even have to explain. Just want to make sure. Yeah. Got to sure we factor that in. Okay. So those are the 2 retirement plans, and you're still going to max out. That's okay. So what about other investments that you guys have right now?
So we both do I have a little bit on a Roth IRA because I just started contributing and then we weren't eligible anymore. So sure. I have 1,800 in a Roth IRA.
Okay.
And my husband has 47,000
in a Roth. Okay, got it.
And then he has 148,000 in a brokerage account.
Do you guys keep your money separate, or is this from just you got married late, or where are we?
We keep it separately. We've been married for a long time, but
it works for you. It works for me. Okay, 148 in his brokerage. Do you have a brokerage as well?
I do. I just started that, and that has 2,400 in it.
All right. Okay, great. HSAs or any other savings accounts?
Yes, I have 3,000 in an HSA.
What about just plain old checking, savings, high yield savings?
So I believe we have 40,000 in savings.
Okay. And
just
that's
emergency in a high yield.
Great. What about your living situation? You guys own your home?
We do.
What's it worth? Guess. Just, you know.
So it's 327 what we have left on the mortgage, and it's worth 505.
And you like it? You want to stay there? Life is good?
Yes.
Okay. What's the rate on the mortgage?
2.87.
Oh, my God. Mark, I'm sorry. Gee, he hears that. It must just be like taunting to him. All right. Great. Any other assets, anything else that we should be aware of before we start digging into your query about the match and what's going on at work and all that? Anything else that we should know about?
Nothing else.
Okay. So is the main question what about like, should you be adding money? How's your, like with your cash flow? Should you be doing something different about retirement? Like what's your main source of anxiety right now?
Yeah, I think I'd like to know where I should be putting my money altogether. So before this happened, I am the spender in our marriage. So
Oh, she's so honest. God bless.
I do love to buy nice clothes, and I go out for coffee I have many friends. Thankfully, I'm blessed in that way. So I have coffee with friends or dinner with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the more social person. So I tend to spend more, I say to my husband, because of that.
Okay.
But so I decided this year, my resolution was to cut back a little bit, and I wanted to save $1,000 a month into the brokerage account. So I started doing that.
Okay.
Then this happened, and I felt so defeated.
Oh, no. Why don't feel defeated? First of all, you're saving a lot of money because you're maxing out your retirement account. So let's just start with the good news. Okay. You're 36 years old. You make a nice living. The two of you together earn a lot of money. You don't have kids you have to educate. You are in this wonderful, you're going to be putting away, $2,000 a month, 24,500 into retirement this year. You're doing a great job. We'll get back to Elizabeth in just a moment. It's Jill on Money.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back to the Jill on Money Show, where we're answering your financial questions. If you've got one, just go to the website, jillonmoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Elizabeth from Connecticut. When you say you feel defeated, like just because they're not putting in a match doesn't mean you can't keep, like now that even more, I would say, well, great. Now I really need to put away that $1,000 a month into the brokerage account. Are you doing it automatically, like coming out of your paycheck? Is that how you're doing it?
No. So when I get paid, I just transfer over to Fidelity 500. So I get paid twice a month, and I just transfer 500 every paycheck.
That's all good. Okay. Presuming you put $1,000 a month away, right? And you're both putting money into your retirement accounts together, right? And you already have, more than, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you got $800,000 that's saved already, just more, the $850, just doing what you're doing. And you're only in your 30s. Your husband's about to turn 40. You got a cheap mortgage interest rate. Do you feel like the months that you have done that $1,000 a month, do you still get to go out with your friends and have coffee?
I do. Not as much, but I still have my couple of days that I do go out.
You got to do that whole COVID thing. Let's take a walk.
Yes.
That's your, I'm sort of kidding, but I'm not. But like, that's kind of the key. Like what you want is the connection, not the spending of the money. Right. So,
right.
So it might be great to be able to say to your friend, like, I'm really trying to like get focused here and be like, I want to put my $1,000 a month into my brokerage account. Just like I'm focused on savings and I really want to see you, but can we just take a walk? I mean, this is also better in the spring, considering you live in Connecticut. But okay, let's just say you're going to do it anyway. Bundle up and do that. As far as losing the match, do you love the job without the match? That's my question.
I do. And I'm in a kind of supervisory role. And so that brings a lot of stress. And I had even thought, the reason I started putting the extra money away is I thought, well, I'll step down and take a little bit of a pay cut in a couple of years and have someone else who, walks into my role, which can be done pretty easily. And so that was my plan initially. And I thought, it'll still be worth it because of the match then. And now I'm thinking, so it's going to sound weird that this is my.
You cannot sound weird. We have heard everything. We're like a doctor. It's like whatever you show me, I've seen.
I feel like this job offers a lot of flexibility. That's great about it, but I like structure. And so I have considered making a move because I do think I would likely get compensated more if I moved into an industry where, you have a Monday through Friday, these are the hours that you come to work kind of job.
Uh-huh.
And so I've been considering that. And now that the match was gone, I thought, is this the right time to do that? Now, my husband thinks that the way the economy is, maybe it's not the best time. But then I'm wondering if, with my job making these cuts, they've also said they will likely make further cuts. Is it best for me to just go now under my own terms versus...
Well, okay. Can I step in here, Miss Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, why not look and see what's out there? Doesn't hurt. And if you stumble on something and you like it, then maybe you're getting ahead of a potential risk that you're going to face, right?
Right.
And so that doesn't seem, but I would never quit without having a job. No way. Absolutely not. Because your husband is right. It's a little bit of like that weird environment, which is there's not a ton of hiring, but if you think you can make a change and get someplace else or in a different sector that's a little bit maybe more protected. I don't love the idea that like, oh, the company is running into financial problems, so they stop the match and there's going to be layoffs. So maybe this wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I would absolutely be looking and seeing what's out there because no matter what, looking will make you feel like you're doing something, you're taking some action, and that always feels so much better, much better. So I would look. I wouldn't leave just because the company stopped the match, but if it's like the company's on shaky ground, maybe maybe my role is actually at risk. Maybe this would be a good time. Yeah, then why not look? Why not? And keep your options open. I forgot to ask you one other question. You're both maxing out.
Yeah.
You're the spender. He's the saver.
Yes.
Is he saving a bunch of money? Because I know that he's got like 150 grand in his brokerage account. That leads me to believe he must be a saver in there.
Yeah.
Is he putting money in there?
Yeah. And we've had a few house projects the last couple of years, and he's cash flowed those, which they're like 37 to 45,000. So this year, his plan is to put 50,000 into the brokerage account.
Oh, yes. I love his saving habit. You've chosen well, lady. You've chosen very well. Okay. So I think, couple of things. Don't get rocked by the company match. Really, you're doing a very good job. You're both saving. Stay on track with your $1,000 a month and go look for a new job and see what's out there. Go hunt around, work that network, get on LinkedIn, talk to people who you think, we'll talk off the air. I want to know what you do. But there are plenty of, as much as people will be like, there's no jobs out there. Then you start, well, so-and-so got a new job. Why? Because they're looking. There's the right opportunity at the right time. So I wouldn't, again, please don't quit without a job. And if the worst were to happen, which is you lost your job before you had another one, you deal with it. But at least at this point, if you don't do anything and just wait around, that's going to mean delaying the process at that point. You might as well get in front of it. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are trying to help you make better, and sometimes it's just less bad financial decisions. If you've got something going on, maybe it's a problem, maybe it's not, maybe it's a really good thing that's happened to you, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, do check out our subscription service. It's called Jill on Money Live. That's where you have access to quarterly live webinars, the back catalog of those webinars, bonus audio and video content, and it's all for $45 for the next 12 months. Our next webinar is with Social Security expert Heather Schreiber. It's on Wednesday, June 17th. And I really encourage you to join this if you are even worried in the slightest bit about your Social Security claiming strategies. Heather is an encyclopedia of Social Security knowledge, but you must be a member of Jill on Money Live. So do check that out again right on our website, JillOnMoney.com. Before we finish up the hour, let's do an email. This is from Anonymous, who writes, "My mom recently passed away, and my sister and I are the beneficiaries of her IRA and Roth IRA accounts. Although New Jersey doesn't have inheritance or estate taxes for children inheriting from their parents, I read somewhere that you have to take out the money from these accounts within 10 years, and that we will have to pay taxes on the beneficiary IRA funds. Is this true? Do you have any recommendations on how to remove the funds?" Anonymous, when you inherit an IRA or a Roth IRA and you're not the spouse, you generally have 10 years to get the money out of the account. Remember that the Roth IRA has already been taxed, so you won't pay tax on that one. But the traditional IRA, you will have to pay tax on, and you may want to base your strategy on where your tax bracket will be at the time of withdrawal. So if you and your sister will have lower tax brackets within the next 10 years, try to target the withdrawals to when that occurs. I hope that helps. Do you have a financial issue that has cropped up? Maybe it's a strategy question. Maybe you want to know whether you're on track or not. Get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. You're listening to Jill on Money.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, the second hour of the show. And if you've got a financial question, we'd love to help you out. Just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. Hey, did you know we've got 2 other broadcasts? One is called Jill on Money. That is our podcast Monday through Friday. And we also have a weekend podcast called Money Watch. You can find all the information on those shows under the podcast tab at JillOnMoney.com. Right now, let's do an email. This is from Ronald, who says, "Tell me where I'm wrong." Okay, here we go. My wife and I are both 75. We have monthly income of $6,800. That's Social Security and pension. We have monthly expenses totaling $6,000. $6,800 is better than $6,000, Mark. House worth $600,000, no mortgage. Online savings account, $140,000. IRAs, $1 million, all in CDs and bonds, paying somewhere between, let's call it 3.75% and 6%, maturing. You know, it sounds like laddering, meaning they mature at different points between now and 2029. They have a single stock that's worth $160,000. It has a big dividend, $5,100 a year. Then they have other stock, which is another like GE stock. So they have about $200,000, 200 plus, 225 of stock, and it drives dividends. Okay, question. Tell me where I'm wrong. Should I continue what I'm doing or modify my investments? I mean, listen. This is such a funny situation, Ronald, because you're in great shape. You have, I'm presuming that your pension has a cost of living adjustment, which means your monthly income should outpace your monthly expenses. That's good. And that might suggest that you don't have to take a ton of risk with your investments at all, hence the all invested in CDs and bonds. But I would look at that IRA account and maybe, just maybe, start to cycle some of that money in other assets. I mean, the CDs are going to mature. Chances are there's not going to be as good an interest rate when they get renewed. And maybe that's a time where you might add a little bit just in a plain old, S&P 500 index fund and international index fund. Not a lot. I'm talking about maybe, 20% of the total, just so that you have a little growth in there. But this is not important. The other stocks, the individual stocks, I don't know. I never love individual stocks, but I bet that you have, meaning that like you have a lot of money in these few stocks, and it's so weird when you have like all CDs and bonds, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you have like 3 or 4 individual stocks. But what I think might be helpful for you is if you are at all charitably inclined, you would use these stocks to gift to charities because they're probably low basis. You accumulated these stocks at a low level. And if you sold them now, you probably would find yourself in a big tax, well, not big, but you would have some tax liability. So, if you want to do that, that's great. If you are really charitably inclined, you want to do something, you can open a donor advised fund. You could then gift some of the stocks into that donor advised fund and give the money away over time. Where you're wrong is this is essentially called a barbell approach to investing, which is pretty much all very safe stuff on one end, and on the other end of the barbell, it's a few individual stocks. But is it really wrong? I don't know. Not terrible, right, Mark?
No, I mean, the IRA, like you said, if you want to take a little risk, 20, 30% most, that's all he really needs to do.
Yeah.
The individual stocks, not my cup of tea, but it's not going to make or break his situation.
Exactly right. So, I mean, look, we think you're doing fine. I'm not going to tell you you're doing wrong. It seems fine, just fine. Okay. Tracy needs guidance on pension options. Okay. Tracy says, I'll be 70 years old in July. Single, no kids. We have a lot of singletons today. Retired in 2022. Monthly expenses, about, let's call it $6,000 a month, which includes 12 years left of a mortgage. Since retiring, I've been living off Social Security, which I began taking at the end of 2022, and the Social Security payment, $3,750, $55,000 in an online savings account. I have a will way back when. In December, I rolled over my pre-tax retirement account into an IRA. It's about $1 million, and there's a Roth account with $90,000. Okay. So here are the pension options, okay? There's a basic plan, has a choice to be made. And an annuity that increases 1% every month until I take it, and it's available $9,000 a month. Oh my God, this guy's gonna, or girl, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. You get an annuity payment and a monthly payment, or you can get a lump sum with a lower annuity. The lump sum is like between $500,000 and $600,000. But let me listen to this. Some days, this is what Tracy says. Some days I feel as though I should just take the basic annuity. I need assistance running the numbers as to what my best option could be. Would it be best to roll over both lump sums into the Fidelity account? The basic plan rolling over the lump sum, taking the lesser annuity plus my Social Security would cover my monthly expenses. I look forward to your thoughtful and insightful guidance. Love your show. So, Mark, I have an idea what I would do. Okay, remember, this is somebody who is single and, it's 70 years old. I think there's like the monthly expenses would be covered almost either way with this choice, right? So either if you have a lesser annuity amount of $4,500 plus the Social Security basically covers completely. So the question is, how much will it give you peace of mind to have that $9,000 a month just come in? How much will it bug you if you drop dead 3 days after you receive it that nobody else is going to get that money? Because there's the funny thing. With an annuity, it's usually based on just your life, right? A straight line annuity. And because you're not married and you don't have kids, no one else will get it. But maybe you don't care. So if you don't really care and you want to make your life easy, you can take that annuity amount. If you'd say like to have some of the annuity income and some of that peace of mind, but you can take the another chunk of money and $500,000 and pop it right into your retirement account with Fidelity, then that's fine too. I guess it really depends on like how you feel. If something were to happen to you and you died suddenly after receiving an annuity, that whatever that annuity amount was would just go away, as opposed to having a chunky lump sum that gets put into an account that somebody or even a charity would inherit. So, Mark, which way are you leaning?
Yeah, I mean, without knowing more info, I like the idea of just getting that straight annuity, 9,000 a month, knowing all my needs are covered right then and there. And
Yeah.
there's still a Social Security, there's still $1 million in the rollover. But if there's a real, if there's a favorite niece or nephew or something, then I can be convinced otherwise.
Yeah. I can go as I agree. I could totally see either way. So it's like, oh, I want to like have, I just don't want to think anymore. I really am interested because one of the things that I think this one sentence is really important to listen to. Some days I feel as though I should take the basic plan annuity because I think you want that peace of mind. But get back in touch with us, and I think you're not going to go wrong either way. If you've got a financial question, if maybe you're considering weighing a new job or whether you should move, should you downsize, should you upsize, we're here for you. All you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back to the Jill on Money Show, where we are taking the mystery out of your financial life. Got a question? Just go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's talk to Kristen from Texas. Hello, Kristen. Welcome to Jill on Money. Now, everyone listening, I've just flummoxed my intro with Kristen twice while we were getting ready. So, Kristen, now you feel like I'm a regular old human being, don't you?
We do. Good morning.
What's going on? What can we do for you?
Just wanted to write in, and I have a unique situation with one of my parents who have become financially dependent on us. So just wanted to get your advice.
Okay. So who's the us? You have a partner? You have a spouse? What's going on?
So I am married, and for the last 6 years, my mom has actually been living with us. We're grateful to her. She had essentially given everything she had to us, apparently, unbeknownst to us, and kind of discovered that she really hadn't saved anything for her own retirement. So she's kind of moved in with us. It's taken us 6 years to kind of even just understand her financial situation. We've got a plan in place now, which is good news, but we're kind of now at the step of figuring out what the impact to us is and how that changes our plans.
Kristen, how old are you?
I am 38 years old.
And how old's the spouse?
39.
And are you guys both working full time?
We are, yes.
How much do you guys earn together?
We joint 410,000 a year.
Oh, look at you. Big shots. Nice. How old is your mom?
She's 65.
And you guys have kids?
We have 2 little kids, 3 and 6.
Right now, you said your mom gave you kind of everything she has. So when we talk about the stuff that I'm going to ask you about what you've saved and everything, do you keep her stuff that she gave to you separately, or is it all just commingled at this point?
She has her stuff separate. And when I say gave to us, I mean through just spending on us, I suppose, throughout our lifetime. So not anything transfer. She has she has a few $100,000 in her retirement accounts, but that's all she has left.
Okay. So she has retirement accounts, not taxed yet, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Can you give me is it 200, 400? Like how much is in there?
I'd say 300,000.
And that's it. No bank account, no CDs. That's that.
That's that.
Okay, got it. So you guys have a house that accommodates this, or is this do you have to move into a different house? Like what's going on just in 2 kids, 1 mom, and the 2 of you?
So we actually just bought a house that we kind of bought with the intent that we could keep it as an investment and rent it out if we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just very recently taken on a second mortgage so she could have a proper home.
Okay. Wait. So she's living with you, or you bought a bigger house for all of you?
She's living in a separate house like a mile down the street.
Oh my God. Okay. How much was that?
415, 415,000.
What's your current home worth?
510,000.
And the first mortgage, the existing mortgage before we did the new house for mom?
There's 430,000 left on it. But we have a 2.875% mortgage rate on that one, which is
Ooh.
nice.
Yes. Okay.
And then hers is 332,000 with a 6% rate.
How is it carrying both of these homes?
It works out fine, I think, right now. We're just paying it down, gonna try to pay it down a little bit quicker, I think, on that one. But
Maybe not yet. Wait, before you do that, let's before you put that pressure on yourselves, let's keep going on here. So, okay, so those are the two homes, your home, your primary, the house for mom, and she's living there. I got the two mortgages. We've got her retirement accounts. Let's talk about the assets that you guys have saved. So, right now in your own retirement accounts, what do you have?
830,000 in 401ks.
That have not yet been taxed.
Correct.
Okay, so those are traditional retirement.
Actually, you know what? They might be split. That's a good question.
Okay, so we don't know. So maybe traditional / Roth
Mm-hmm.
of 830. Okay, how much you guys putting into your retirement accounts right now?
We're just maxing out the 24,005 every year.
Great. Okay, so that's 830,000. Amazing. You're only in your 30s. That's great. Any other retirement assets?
Yeah, we have 220,000 in Roths. We just do the conversion every year. That's it for retirement accounts.
Okay, brokerage account?
We have 89,000 in stocks.
Are you adding to this account on an ongoing basis, or is it sort of static? Is it just staying still where it is?
We've added to it over the years, liquidated it to do certain other investments, and then right now we're not contributing. We're not able to contribute it because we've been paying for these additional expenses for my mom.
Sure.
And I have a young one in daycare still, but once that daycare is done, that'll go back to contributing maybe 1,500 or 2,000 a month.
Okay, that's awesome. What about the just sort of boring emergency reserve fund? What do you have?
We have like $122,000 in cash and like HSAs. So we probably keep between 50 and 100,000 in cash just for like emergencies. That's kind of rolling.
Great. And what about for the kids? Do you have 529 accounts or any other savings for them specifically?
We have 22,000 saved in a 529 that we contribute $2,000 a month to.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Fantastic.
We're trying. It's a little tighter now. It's a little tighter now with my mom's expenses, but this was our old plan, I guess.
Okay. So do we have a basic rundown of everything that's going on for you guys right now?
The only additional things are we have some like kind of alternative investment type things. We actually have two small family businesses that are kind of early in the stage. So we have about 70,000 of income from that.
Income a year?
Yeah, like net profit that comes in a year from
these
that.
are from both family businesses?
Yeah, they're really, really small. They're like kind of side hobbies almost for my husband and I.
But still, like, that as having something that's generating 70 grand extra a year is pretty nice.
Yeah, and we started them a little bit knowing we'd have to kind of start to generate some cash for my mom. So it's been good. It was tough the first couple of years, but
I get it. That's amazing. So that's great. So there's that alternative. I'll just say extra income. Okay.
Yeah, and then so there's 65,000 sitting in sitting in cash over in the businesses, and then we also have 130,000 in real estate syndications. We can't tap it really till they sell, but they're
130,000 in what? What did you have that in?
Real estate syndications.
Oh, real estate syndication. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very Texas of you. by the way. It's like a big thing in Texas. I thought you were going to tell me an oil and gas limited partnership, but okay,
Oh,
you're
no.
not. Okay, fine. All right. So, with all of this, just like the new house, maxing out your retirement account, $2,000 a month into your into the kids' 529s, money here and there, however, if possible, to brokerage. Like, how is your cash flow? How are you feeling?
It's pretty much money in, money out, with the
Mm-hmm.
exception of we put the 2000. So basically, we spend what comes in right now because we've added $5,000 a month for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we do so technically we're saving because we're putting the 2,000 towards the college.
Yep.
And then we save another $2,000 a month for vacations and things, but that theoretically gets spent. So
Sure.
I'd say like we're pretty like cash flow neutral. So we've kind of, my mom probably needs another 2,000 a month just because right now we're just paying for like roof over her head and food and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I haven't committed to doing more. So that is one of my questions because we're pretty much taxed.
So right now, cash flow is tight, including the savings. But you're saying to me, what mom needs another $2,000 a month, basically. And mom's in good health. Like, how is she?
She's in pretty good health.
We'll get back to Kristen in just a minute. This is Jill on Money.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back to the Jill on Money Show, where we are trying to help you make better financial decisions, or at least more considered ones. Get in touch with us by going to JillOnMoney.com and clicking the Contact Us button. Let's get back to Kristen from Texas. Is she drawing down any of her retirement account?
So we've got a financial planner for her. And the plan was if we covered earlier on, her money could sit in there and we'd have more tax benefits when she starts to withdraw those in, let's say, 5 or 6 years. So we're trying to, that is one of the questions, is it makes sense to have her start drawing and then us cover the back end, right? Or leave hers in the tax advantage accounts and us kind of cover the shortfall now, which is kind of what we've temporarily been going with.
Or take that extra 2,000 a month she needs from her account.
That's all I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, why wouldn't, okay, mom's filing her own taxes. You're not claiming her as a dependent, right?
Right.
Okay. So she's got to be in a very low tax bracket. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So why wouldn't she take, let's just say she would she's in she gets Social Security, right?
Yes.
Do you know how much that is?
$1,300 a month.
Okay. And that's the only source of income for her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if she had $2,000 a month net to her, right, she would be able to live a little bit better, right? Okay. So I look at this and say, well, I mean, why not use the money that is there right now, right? Because today, I feel like you guys, like your cash flow today needs to go into the kids' accounts, into your retirement. Like, I wouldn't want to float that. I think that to have her do, let's say she takes out $2,500 a month from her retirement account. Okay. She takes out 30 grand a year for the next however many years until it's just depleted. Like, that's going to finish. That's going to be done no matter what. Okay. So if we took $2,500 a month out, and now, she has essentially like income that keeps her in the 12% tax bracket. And so what? So she lives on it. And doesn't it given her, I mean, I don't know, are you guys paying for all the bills? Like, does it give her some agency just to have the money in her hands?
I think money in her hands gets spent. So
yeah. You would have to manage it still.
Yeah, the financial planner would. But yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. But if she had $2,500 a month that flowed from her retirement account into her checking account, and that's all she's getting, like, she knows that, and the only reason why it's 2,500 is it's really 2,000 a month, but I don't even, so just send her 2,000 a month, fine, because she'll spend whatever she has. And then we know that she has a tax, she'll have to pay tax on it. So they can withhold some money for her, or you can like have them make sure that at the end of the year, there's a few $1,000s to pay the taxes that'll be due. I say take the $2,000 a month out of there, use that to help her out, especially in the first bunch of years, right? So let's just say that, that lasts for, I don't know, 5, 7 years, 8 years, because it's not it's $2,000 a month today. She's going to need more going forward with inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say that by the time she's 73 or something, she's done. That account is completely done. But you guys are also in a better place because you guys have funded your 529. You kind of have your own life stabilized. And I would not use your cash flow to pay down that 6%. I really wouldn't. So I think the $2,000 a month for the time being comes from mom's retirement account. What's the next issue around like how you think about this extra expense and what's happening in your lives?
Well, I mean, when it runs out, it's just kind of kicking the can down the road and a problem later, right?
But it kicks the can down the road when you guys are mid-career, making good money, and your kids are like on a path, right?
Yeah, I guess that is my question. How do I think about that, right?
I mean, I just think since she has the money, I feel like if your cash flow's tight now, you guys, this is a young family issue, isn't it? Really? Like, hey, my kid's going to be out of daycare. As the kids get older, I'm not saying you're not going to have any expenses, but it does get better and you'll be making more money. You're better established. I just feel like the use of her money today, before there's any change in tax law, while we know she still gets to be paying at the 12% bracket, just let's use it. It's there for her. Like, what are we waiting for? That's how I see it. Now, in the interim, what you could be doing is, you're going to keep maxing out your retirement, right? And you're going to start to use your brokerage account more. So if you have a little bit of flexibility, that's where I want the money to come from. I certainly don't want you guys to be paying down this mortgage. That's not how I would do it. Any extra cash flow right now would have to go into the brokerage account because you're going to need, like in the next, let's say, you're 45, 50 years old, that you're going to have expenses associated with your mom. And we want to prepare for that. And I think you can prepare for that, but that's how you would prepare. And, I think that beyond that, as you approach, let's say you're 50 and you might call me up and say, well, should I do a catch-up retirement contribution? Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you just want to make sure you've got enough money in brokerage to help your mom out. But I do think that her money today will help you feel less tight. That's what I think.
I will say that the family plan, Jill, was for them to get a bigger house with the kids, but they kind of put that on hold because they had to buy the house for the mom. And I know that's still a consideration. I don't know. I don't know if you want to put that pressure on yourselves right now.
Oh no, I would never do that. I would not do that. I mean, if you were going to do anything and you giving up the 2.875 would be just horrendous right now. I think that in the next few years, maybe what I would do is maybe it's like 5 years. I don't know. But like, I wouldn't add that pressure right now. That's a lot. Because what kind of house would you have to buy? Like, if you were going to step up a level, what would that mean for you? $1 million house?
No, probably more like an $800,000 house, but it wouldn't be like right now. I was just more at some point, it's really the trade-off of when you could retire versus doing some of these things now that we kind of have her burden, right? So
right. And look, you've taken this on. It's incredible that you've taken this on. It really
incredible
is.
That they're still married.
I know. You have a wonderful spouse.
My husband, I do have a wonderful spouse.
God bless him.
Yeah, he's probably like, I like her more than you do right now.
I can hear the pain. I can hear the pain in her voice.
It's harder when it's your own mother. I think sometimes it's better to be the in-law in that part because you're like, I can be very generous and it's none of my anxiety around it or disappointment. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back to the Jill on Money Show, where we are guiding you along your financial journey. And I know each one of us has a different journey. So if you have something going on and you're listening to this and you say, how does this impact me? Well, get in touch with us. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there is a Contact Us button. Click that Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us on the air live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. Let's get back to Kristen from Texas. I think that if you really are considering this $800,000 or a step up, I think the way that it happens is, again, you're putting more money in your brokerage account. Maybe all of a sudden, instead of you guys making 400 grand a year, maybe you like stepping it up. You are still early in your careers. I mean, relatively speaking, 15, 20 years in, right? So I think that as time goes on, you may be able to do it. Also, as time goes on, maybe your mom's not going to be able to live on her own. Maybe it's going to be like, hey, you know what? We don't need we need $1 million home. We're going to sell her house. We're going to sell our house. And we're going to have a separate entrance for her, like an in-law apartment. But that's the way it's got to roll. I just feel like we don't have enough information right now about like what your needs are. And in that case, then I definitely think let's use her money and get her to float her own life. And, eventually, you're going to kick the can down the road, but you're probably kicking the can down the road when you are actually more able to bear the burden. That's what I think. Mark, do you agree with that?
I do agree. I mean, I know, early retirement is what they're thinking about. If you're able to keep doing what you're doing, you're maxing out your 401ks, you're doing your backdoor Roths every year, you don't pay down the mortgage, you use your mother's retirement assets to pay for that extra $2,000 a month. When you guys are in your mid 50s, in 15 years from now, you're going to have $4.5 million conservatively. So if you can just keep doing what you're doing, you'll get there. One other thing, Jill, she had said that somebody is talking to them about using structured notes.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, if the day that you can get that real estate syndication, 130 grand, boy, I'd like that liquidity right now, wouldn't you? No, nothing that ties up your money. Absolutely not. No structured notes, no annuity product, no real estate partner. Who sold you that real estate syndication, by the way?
No one sold it to us. We had a general partner that went into a couple properties during like the COVID years when cash was a little bit better.
You can see the downside of like sinking money into an investment like that. You're at a point in your lives where things can't get tied up. You just can't, because between the kids, your mom, and your own needs, we cannot have your money tied up. It's just not worth it for you, And so I think that for you guys, keeping liquid, staying invested, it's like almost like you don't need anything fancy here. What you need is a disciplined plan, stick with the plan, and try to keep that idea of liquidity, access to your money in the front of your mind, right? So if that real estate syndication money were freed up, let's just say they're like, great, we sold everything, we're done. Here's 130 grand, after tax, it's 120 or 110, whatever it is. Okay. It's extra $100,000. If you had $100,000 right now in your hands, Kristen, what would you want to do with it?
I would just invest it into
right.
Probably
That's exactly right. Right. Throw it in the brokerage account. Get some exchange traded funds. You don't have to pick individual stocks. That's sort of like the fool's game. Buy some funds, exchange traded funds, some index funds, big, small, U.S., international. Put it in there. Keep that money liquid. Don't mess around with it. So that's the simplest thing. Somebody will maybe you'll come across something like, oh, maybe I'll throw it into another real estate investment. Don't do that. Maybe I want to pay down mom's mortgage. Don't do that. We want you to remain as liquid as possible. And liquidity is going to be your friend, especially over the next 5 or 10 years while your mother is going through she's going to go through this account. This is like intentional. We are going to get her account. We're going to liquidate it over the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, fine. You have to be prepared on the other side of that to know that you will have to be helping her out in a more methodical way than you're already doing. And I think you guys, like I said, I think you're what you've done is incredible. You're so generous, and I'm sure she appreciates that. But in the interim, we want to make sure that you're not bearing the burden so much that you're robbing yourself of opportunities in the future. Does that make sense?
Totally does.
Okay. You feel okay?
Yeah, we do.
I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling stressed for you guys.
Sorry.
Do you have your estate? Do you have
Stressing you
your
out.
no? Do you have your estate planning stuff done? You have that done?
We do, yeah.
Okay, great. And how about life insurance?
We do. We do have some.
Okay, you have enough.
We do have some life insurance.
Do you feel comfortable?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
If you need that, just obviously buy it right now while you're still young and healthy. That's the time to do it. And other than that, Christine, keep us on auto dial, because we're going to add us to your favorites, because if you need anything, we are here for you. But again, access to your money, liquidity, that is your friend right now. So that's my main message. And I think, like I said, you're doing what you have to do. You're a good kid. You've done this. Your husband's a superstar. But we also want to give you as much flexibility as possible given the circumstances. Okay.
Very good. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
If you've got something cooking in your financial life, maybe it's about your adult parents, maybe it's about your adult children, maybe it's about you, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. You're listening to Jill on Money, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to help you navigate your financial journey. And sometimes that navigation process really is identifying the different routes to help you get where you would like to go. It's like Waze for your money or Google Maps for your money. You really are starting someplace, wherever you are, and we're happy to meet you wherever you are. And maybe you say, I'd like to get to this destination, but there are a lot of different routes to get there. Maybe the route to get there is a really direct one, but maybe a more circuitous route might be more scenic, or in this case, more enjoyable, that you could enjoy your lives more as you go along that route. There are usually many ways to get where you want to go, and that's where Mark and I come in. We are both certified financial planners. We love talking to you about whatever's going on in your life and helping identify what those different routes are. And then it's up to you to decide which route is the best for you. If there's something going on in your life, all you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and you click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you'd like to join us live, just check the box and Mark will arrange to bring you on the air live with us, which we love. We're going to finish up the show with Lori, who writes, I enjoy watching your segments on CBS, wondering if it's possible to share a simple Excel spreadsheet that I can use to monitor my monthly spending. My husband and I operate with 2 incomes and we share 2 accounts. Lori, I assume you don't want to use one of the easy apps, maybe one that's offered through your bank. So if you're going to create your own spreadsheet, all you need to do is just think of the major categories of spending. Start with the fixed stuff, like your housing costs or a loan or even your utilities, which are generally pretty fixed. Then you move into the variable stuff like the groceries and the entertainment and the gas, dining out and ride sharing and clothing, all that good stuff. And if you like to travel, pop that in there as well. So I hope that helps. Again, I think the apps are easier to use. Okay, gang, that's it. That is the program. We thank you so much for listening. Remember, all of our content lives on our website, JillOnMoney.com. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is our executive producer and the king of all things web. We always ask that you try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.